And a very good evening and welcome to Fightzone TV from a very, very swelteringly warm Beverley Leisure Centre here in Yorkshire, where we have a fantastic night of boxing. Two debutants, Liam and Harry Edgecumbe, will make their debuts. We've got Louis West in action, Craig Darbishire, who was meant to be defending his Commonwealth title, but now he's in a big fight against Marius, Vysniauskas, and of course the next king, Adrian King, heavyweight hope from Yorkshire, with a big one against Nathan Junor coming up top of the bill. A very, very special announcement on the way for a big, big Fightzone show coming up in October. Without further ado, let's get on with the evening's proceedings with your MC for this evening.
Ladies and gentlemen, a big warm welcome here this evening to Beverley Leisure Centre. We're live on Fightzone. Mr. Dennis Hobson and Mr. Steve Crump for Fight Academy, proudly sponsored by J and J Crump and Sons, Cayman Island Boxing Federation, 18 Cranes, Island Paving, and Elite Marble and Granite, proudly presents an evening of professional boxing. We are now ready to get going with our first contest of the evening. Please welcome our first boxer making their way to the blue corner. From Blackburn, the show saver, Nahim Ali! And ladies and gentlemen, please welcome his opponent making his way to the red corner. From York, MacMillan! Ladies and gentlemen, we are live on Fightzone, where Fight Academy proudly presents 4 rounds of boxing in the super welterweight division. Our timekeeper at the bell for this contest is Peter Humphrey, and our referee in charge scoring the action, Jamie Kirkpatrick. Ladies and gentlemen, that is our officials. If you're ready to welcome our boxers, make some noise! Introducing first, boxing out of the blue corner, wearing the red shorts. On the scales, he weighed in 10 stone, 8 pounds and 8 ounces. This evening taking part in his 132nd contest as a professional from Blackburn, the show saver, Naeem Ali! And ladies and gentlemen, please welcome his opponent facing him across the ring and boxing out of the red corner, wearing the white shorts with gold trim. On the scales, he weighed in 10 stone, 4 pounds and 7 ounces. This evening, making his debut as a professional from York, MacMillan!
Here we go then, a huge occasion for Liam McMillan making his debut here at the Beverley Leisure Centre as they take the final instructions from the referee. Naeem Ali, very experienced, the 29-year-old from Blackburn, 131 bouts, and very active as well. 9 contests this year so far, and he's out again next week. As Liam McMillan, with great support behind him, gets his pro debut underway. As his brothers, who began boxing at the Humberside Boys Club, where the dad coached, and Liam wasn't too interested at the time. It was at secondary school that he started at Hull Boxing Club, moved over to Kingston ABC with coach Steve Pollard, who he credits with keeping him in the gym, getting him involved in helping train other kids when he left school, and credits him with turning his life around. He's had some experience at amateur level. He's boxed over in Spain representing Yorkshire. Fought Levi Giles, who'll be familiar to Fightzone and boxing fans alike. Exceptional fighter from Grimsby, of course. Fought Bellotti for the British and Commonwealth titles a couple of weeks ago in London. He's had some tough sparring. So he's working well with his trainer Mike Gibbons, and he'll be looking to put all of that on display this evening. It was a good start from him, fighting out of the southpaw position in the gold and white shorts. Naeem Ali in the burgundy shorts, just taking his time, composed as you would expect. The 131 bouts to his name. Just a little bit tentative in this opening round at times, which you can expect. Lots of nervous energy and adrenaline. Got a great reception in this support here at the Beverley Leisure Centre. Just takes a little clip from that lead hand of Ali, but a good response from McMillan. Mixing up his shots, body and head. Heavy shots, not afraid to let his hands go. Ali just soaking it up. Nice and relaxed. Here's Ali. We'll have seen every style and every approach before as he switches his stance, matching the southpaw stance of McMillan. Lovely counters with that backhand from McMillan. He books his man, looking for the openings. Not easy to come by against such a seasoned fighter as Ali. Goes by the show saver. Probably something he's done many times in his closing seconds of this opening round. Clearly possesses a good bit of power in that backhand, does Liam McMillan, and he'll be delighted to get that first 3 minutes of his professional career under his belt, because as I said, the nerves and the adrenaline, it can help some fighters, but for others it can be somewhat overwhelming. And it didn't look overwhelmed here, McMillan. He adapted well, kept his composure, but upped the intensity when it was the right time to do so. You can see some of his handiwork there, pushing Ali up against the ropes. And when he got back to his corner and sat on his stool, his coach had a very, very broad smile across his face, letting Liam know they were pleased with the opening round for Liam McMillan as a professional. Now second round underway then, and what Liam and his corner will be looking for is how he makes those adaptations between rounds, how he can improve just those slight percentages each round. Good work, Ali tucking up well though, but it's good work from McMillan. He's not deterred, keeps his work rate up. Really, really good crowd in here. Atmosphere building at Beverley Leisure Centre. Some great contests on the way. Another debutant coming up in Harry Edgecumbe. Got Craig Darbishire in action, of course, and Adrian King, heavyweight prospect. We've got big hopes for his career. We'll see him in action, top of the bill later on. Good shot from McMillan. Seemed to just catch Ali off balance. A few antics from Ali to let him know it hasn't troubled him, but he finds himself in the corner, and as you can see, really difficult to break down. Experienced fighters like Ali who know how to tuck up, absorb that pressure. Just trying to find his range. A couple of words from Ali. Just trying to mentally get to McMillan. Just frustrate him a little bit, but he's not taking the bait. Sticks to his boxing. He's just trying to find his range with that lead hand. Really effective backhand when he's able to get it going, as you can see there, mixing it up to the body and back up to the head. Good work from McMillan. Difficult to find a way through. Ali still giving him the verbals. Chatting as much as he's boxing at the minute, Ali. Good response from McMillan. He's not allowing it to put him off. Staying focused. Good work with the backhand again. Ali letting him know at every opportunity, you're not bothering me. But he is getting through with particularly some of those backhands, McMillan, with a bit of ferocity as well. Finds its way through again. Bang on the button and drops Ali to his knees. So he will receive a count, and that was a cracking shot from McMillan. It had been coming, found the target clean and flush, and a great finish to the second round for Liam McMillan on his pro debut as Ali makes his way back to the corner, kicks away the stool. Perhaps a little bit frustrated with himself for that one, but he was caught. And a good shot from McMillan to drop Ali, forced him to his legs to go from beneath him. Let's see if we can get a look at that here. There it was. It's that backhand that we've been talking about. Once he gets in range and finds the opening for it, it's a powerful shot for McMillan, and he landed it perfectly right on the button. Third round coming up. This one's scheduled for 4 threes. Well, can he capitalise on that? He knows that he can get to Ali now. A man who's only been stopped 6 times in 127 losses, so a very durable opponent. McMillan will have been encouraged by his corner just to stick to what found him that success. Just trying to find that lead hand. Edging in with that front foot. Good work on the inside from McMillan. He does possess that explosive quality, Liam McMillan, when he has a chance in particular to let that backhand go. We've seen what he can do with it. He's not forcing it, which is impressive. It's easy to go headhunting on your debut, especially when you found success as he did at the end of the second round with it. And he's staying focused, sticking to instructions as Ali, a few more verbals. That sparks a smile in response from McMillan. Impressive stuff when he gets him against the ropes, because he's mixing up his shots. Plenty of variety from McMillan. Nice sharp jab. Good work from him. Really impressive debut so far from Liam McMillan. Much to the delight this vociferous support he's brought along with him this evening. Well timed, but Ali just managed to evade that counter backhand. I'm sure he'll be grateful to do so, because once that detonates, it can cause all sorts of problems. Corner just asking Liam to keep concentrating, and he certainly has done so far. Nice sharp jab again. Finds the target again, McMillan, accurate, sharp shooting from him. Falls a bit short, but then comes forward again in another phase. Has a little bit of success as Ali just gets on his bike to take the pressure off, but fires back again, McMillan, and a third round for McMillan, continuing in the vein of the opening 2 rounds. Really, really good performance on his professional debut. And some of the crowd there enjoying the atmosphere. And plenty on the way. Debutant Harry Edgecumbe coming up in the 3rd contest. Craig Darbishire, of course, and then Adrian King, the big heavyweight prospect, in action this evening. A homecoming for him. Spencer Oliver will be joining me as part of your commentary team this evening as we go into the 4th and final round. What has been a really solid debut for Liam McMillan. Keeping his concentration, just continuing to prod and poke and find a way through. Just trying to find the right key to open the door. He did that right at the end of the 2nd round. Can he find that shot again? Ali just pours out a couple of long jabs, but there's nothing really in them as McMillan back behind the jab again. Good work to the body. Referee hasn't had a great deal to do in this one. They've both been happy to get on with the action. As it just separates them now. And they get back underway. Ali just trying to push McMillan back, but fires back with a couple of body. Really couldn't ask a great deal more of McMillan for a pro debut. Ticked a lot of boxes. Just got caught a little bit there, so just a quick reminder that he's got to stay on, switched on defensively. A really good all-round debut from him as that backhand fires in again. 3 shots landed accurately. Ali took them well, but that's good work again from McMillan as he pushes Ali back up against the ropes. Just falls in, smothers his work a little. A knowing smile from McMillan as he's back on the jab again. All the more impressive this pro debut for McMillan, given how experienced Ali is. And as I say, just the 6 stoppages in 127 losses. He's had 131 bouts. This is 10th of the year so far. So very, very seasoned. Really good performance to have this early in the resume for McMillan. Comes in with that backhand again. Such a powerful shot for McMillan is that backhand. He's worked it well this evening. Straight shots down the pipe, he's mixed it up to the body. He just finds himself a little bit off balance though. Corner urging him to stay composed and concentrate. As the clackers go and he knocks Ali back again with another big backhand as he gets stuck in the ropes. And what a finish from Liam McMillan to round off an excellent professional debut. Well, I'm sure it'll be a very, very happy Liam McMillan who I'll be talking to shortly at ringside, because that was a really, really impressive professional debut. As he shows his appreciation for his support, who've been in fine voice, gave him a rapturous reception when he came into this Beverley Leisure Centre, and they had plenty to cheer about because that was a really good performance from him. All smiles in the corner of McMillan, and no doubt he'll be really, really pleased, only to get his professional career up and running, but to do it in such style. Let's get the official announcement then from your MC this evening, Robert Blundell.
Ladies and gentlemen, can we please have a big round of applause for both of our boxers. After 4 rounds of action, we go to our referee, Jamie Kirkpatrick's scorecard. It reads 40 points to 36 in favour of your winner. Now 1-0 as a professional, Liam McMillan. Ladies and gentlemen, please, a big round of applause for Nahim, the show saver Ali.
36 then, a shutout for Liam McMillan, no surprise there. And we'll get his thoughts at ringside in just a moment. Liam, what was it like to walk out to that huge support here at Beverley Leisure Centre tonight?
I don't think you can get supporters like it. It's incredible. Just first one in about 6 years to have the support. It's incredible.
Well, you gave him plenty to cheer about. I mean, obviously dropped him at the end of the second, had him really in trouble at the end of the fourth. Yeah, exactly. Is that something that you've been working on? You've obviously got an explosive backhand.
Yeah, well, it's just, I know I've got the power. It's just landing it. You know, obviously it's my debut. I'm just trying to be clean, but not perfect. But I've got the power there to trouble people.
But anybody who's made a pro debut, we know you've got the nerves, you've got the adrenaline, the excitement, all the expectation. You handled that really, really well. How happy were you with your performance?
It was all right. It was some bit tricky. Got overthrew too many shots that I shouldn't have been. But you know, like he said, ping. That's it. When the backhand hits, it's ping, and he hits it on the chin.
He certainly is. I mean, a tough opponent now. 131 bouts. He's only been stopped 6 times in 127 losses. Really seasoned. Knows how to tuck up and absorb all of that pressure. How pleased were you? I know you were urging him in the corner to keep concentrating, stay focused. He did.
Yeah, he did. He did a really good job in there, to be fair. You said it's his debut. He's been out 6 years, so that's his first proper time he's had the canvas under his feet. Absolutely brilliant. Ali, people don't drop Ali. You know, Ali's a very, very good seasoned professional fighter. We've got ultimate respect for him. So to see that in that round was a breath of fresh air for Liam. And watch out for Macca, because he's going to give you some more great nights of boxing.
Well, return of the Mac we can't wait for. What is the plan for you now?
The plan is just hopefully get out as soon as I can. Hopefully September, or you know, I've seen there's a few away shows on Fightzone. Put my name up there. So.
And I know you speak really respectfully of the coaches like Steve Pollard and your team here that have made a difference to you, and all your fans here. What would you like to say for those who've helped you get to this point?
I'd just like to say thank you to everyone coming, and just this one's for Pollard because it was a big help for me.
Listen, great performance, well done. It was a brilliant professional debut. Looking forward to seeing you out again. Well done. Go and celebrate with your supporters. Well done, Liam. So, as we expected, a very, very happy Liam McMillan, and his corner happy as well. He did say, when he asked what he made of his performance, that it was all right. I think it was more than all right. Really, really performance from him. And as we were saying, Naeem Ali, a really, really experienced competitor, really experienced opponent, stopped only 6 times in 127 contests, so really able opponent. And what an account of himself Liam McMillan just made, not only dealing with the pressure of the pro debut, but dropping his man in round. Louis West and Jake Osgood on the way next. Let's get the official announcements for our MC this evening.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now ready to get going with our second contest of the evening. Please welcome our first boxer making their way to the blue corner, boxing out of Carlisle, Jake Osgood! And ladies and gentlemen, please welcome his opponent, making his way to the red corner from Hull, Louis West! Ladies and gentlemen, we are live on Fightzone, where Fight Academy proudly presents 4 rounds of boxing in the welterweight division. Our timekeeper at the belt for this contest is Peter Humphrey, and our referee in charge scoring the contest is Jamie Kirkpatrick. Ladies and gentlemen, that is our officials. It is now time to introduce our boxers. Introducing first, boxing out of the blue corner, wearing the red shorts. On the scales, he weighed in 10 stone, 12 pounds and 2 ounces. This evening taking part in his 54th contest as a professional, boxing out of Carlisle, Jake Osgood! And ladies and gentlemen, please welcome his opponent facing him across the ring and boxing out of the red corner, wearing the black shorts. On the scales, he weighed in 10 stone, 8 pounds and 8 ounces. He comes to the ring with a record of 2 wins and 1 defeat. Introducing from Hull, Louis West!
Here we go then.
Keep the punches up,
Hull
your heads on the
versus
inside.
Carlisle. Louis West in his 4th contest faces Jake Osgood. And Louis West is someone who knows all about Naeem Ali. On his debut in his home city 2 years ago, boxed to a points win on that occasion. Since then he's had a points win against Paul Scaife last November. He had his first loss when he stepped up to a 6-rounder against Leon Cooney in Liverpool. The Merseysider, who's now unbeaten in fact, looking to get things back on track here. And alongside me now, we can welcome former European champion and broadcasting extraordinaire Spencer Oliver.
That's a big build-up, very big build-up.
This is good work in these opening seconds from Louis West, and he'll really want to put on a performance here, Spencer. He's had those ups and downs early in his career. Important to put his statement out there now.
Yep, ramming in a couple of big shots there, Stacey already, and yeah, he's going to want to make a statement here, losing last time out, and he wants to get back on that winning run. Started very aggressively here in this opening round.
28 years old in the black shorts, Louis West. Osgood, 30 years old, he's had 53 contests, the man from Carlisle. 14 bouts this year, so very active. He's got another 3 scheduled after this. Saw him at York Hall in April against Louis Muldowney, so knows his way around the ring, but he's under heavy fire here, Spencer, isn't he, early on?
He certainly is, and like you said there, Stacey, you know, he's got another 3 fights scheduled after this one, so it's all about surviving here. Doesn't want to get stopped inside the distance. West starting this one very, very aggressively, working the body well, ramming those left hooks into the body, slamming the rights in as well. Good start here from West.
Well, certainly showing his intentions in this one. He's not warming into it, he's not feeling his way through. An explosive start. Ref might have a word there for some potential low blows. And live on Fightzone TV, and welcome to Talk Sport viewers as well. Lovely to have you with us this evening. Great night of action ahead. We've got another debutant coming up next in Harry Edgecumbe. We've got Craig Darbishire, seasoned professional, of course. Wild swing there from, well, it was like Wild West, wasn't it? Excuse the pun. And then we've got Adrian King, heavyweight prospect. Big expectations and hopes for him, top of the bill. So plenty of action on the way, but the crowd fully absorbed in this one, Spencer, because what an opening round this has been from West. He's been relentless with the pressure. Yeah, really piling on the pressure early here. West looking to make a statement in this contest, but he's in against a tough gate. Osgood, although has won 1, lost 52 of his contests, he's only been stopped 4 times. This guy knows his way around the ring, knows how to survive. So for West here, he's going to have to be a little creative. He's going to have to use those angles, step around the side. I like the way he's doing that, Spencer, isn't he? I mean, he's really changing the angles. Whenever he gets the chance, he gets him up against the ropes, which is really good to see. Absolutely, Stace. That's exactly what he needs to do, you know, because he's not going to break through the defence of Osgood, who's pretty good at surviving, covering up, and he seemed quite pleased with himself there, Osgood, as he walked back to the corner, had a little word there. Lewis West, but West will be pleased with that opening round. Very, very aggressive, went out, there was no feeling out process, worked the body very, very well, switching the shots to the body, up to the head, driving the uppercuts in as well. And as you said as well, Stace, there, he was being creative. Take a look at some of the action in that first round. Here we see that aggressive approach, uppercuts going in, body shots as well, and switching those angles well, coming off that line, which was good stuff. Now let's see if he can build on that in this second round. Osgood up off his stool and ready, as he always is. And the advice there in the corner of Louis West was switch the attacks to the body, go upstairs and bring him downstairs and try and get underneath those elbows. Let's see if he can do that here in this second round. Scheduled for 4 threes this one. The crowd really enjoying this. They appreciate the intent shown from Louis West. Referee not too happy though with some of these low blows. He's having a serious word there, Spencer. I don't think he's going to get away with many more without a warning. No, I think the referee was giving him a stern warning there, just showing his authority in there, which is good to see. I don't think the shorts are too high from Osgood at all, are they? So I don't think there's I think that's a fair point from the referee. Yeah, totally agree with that. Action back underway, and West has just continued exactly as he finished the first round, just trying to pivot around, whip that back foot around so that he can find that angle, find a way through. There's a body shot again going in there, just around the back of the elbows. Good shot there from West. Osgood's feeling these, isn't he, Spencer, these body shots, because he's sinking those in, isn't he, with some venom. Yeah, he certainly is. I mean, he's doing a good job of covering up there. He's slipping the shots, as we saw there, doing a good job of surviving Osgood, but heavy pressure here from West. It's a good tactic sometimes as well, isn't it, when you've got your opponent up against the ropes, to just tap away, throw a couple of light shots, and then just set up the bigger shots, as we've just seen him do there. So you've got him in the corner now, he's really heaping on the pressure, but Osgood staying tucked up and manages to absorb it well.
Yeah, it comes back with some good shots of his own there, Osgood. Little smile as well, but you're right in what you say, Stace, the little taps upstairs and then driving the shots to the body, switching the angles, like Ricky Hatton comes to mind. He was great at doing that, really creating those openings by coming off the side. Lovely body shot going in from West again there.
And what's the importance, Spencer, of, because people will think about headhunting and, you know, those shots that make the highlight reel where it's a, you know, a knockout blow to the head, but in terms of breaking an opponent down in the way that West is trying to do, albeit it's only 4 rounds, what's the importance of working the body in this way?
Well, because someone like Jake Osgood, you look at his record and you go, right, he's won 1 fight, he's lost 52 fights, and he's only been stopped 4 times. So that tells you that he's great at surviving. When someone's in there to survive, it's very difficult to get rid of them when they've not really got that ambition and they want to spend their time, like Osgood is here, on the ropes, covering up. That's very difficult to break down. So for someone like Louis West, he's just got to look to systematically break him down, create those openings and chip away and try and get to the reason he's going to the body is because he recognises that Osgood actually is very durable and has got a great defence. So how do you do it? You switch to the body. The body is a target that can be broken down.
Nice work there. End of the 2nd round from West as he pushed Osgood up against the ropes, worked to the body, back up to the head. And he has wasted absolutely no time in getting into this fight. It was clear, Spencer, that he knew exactly what he needed to do and just couldn't wait for that first bell to get right on with the job.
Yep, Stace, this is a 4-round sprint. You know, when you've got these 4 rounds, you can't afford to lose a round, you can't afford to get lazy. You've got to start fast, and that's exactly what Louis West has done. He took the initiative straight away, took centre of the ring and took the play away from Osgood. Osgood's one of those fighters that if you give him a little bit of confidence, he'll grow and build into it. Well, West hasn't allowed him to do that. He's stayed on him, he's worked the ball, he's using good angles, great variety of shots as well. So it's been an impressive 2 rounds here from Louis West, and that's exactly what he needed.
And of course, when you've suffered a defeat, all depends on how you respond. For a lot of fighters, they'll respond by wanting to make a statement. The pain and hurt and the pride of that loss drives the training. They channel all that emotion into the training and often come out firing, just as West is doing here. Stepped up, back to 4 rounds here, and you can see it means business.
Yep, it's not always about the loss. A loss really can be a moulding of a fighter, a making of a fighter, because they recognise what they've done wrong and they recognise what they need to do. And sometimes that drive is just what is missing, and that can relight the fighter in many ways. And it seems to have done that to Louis West.
It's a decent early fight from as well, Spencer, with Leon Cooney. I mean, the Merseyside is unbeaten in 5, so you know it was a test. And quite often we know that fighters' resumes, if you like, can be padded out with fighters who don't come with any ambition to win. The ambition is to survive. He will have arguably learnt so much more from those 6 rounds than he would from 20 rounds with somebody who it's really predictable and we know exactly what's going to happen.
Absolutely, it was an ambitious move, you know, and like I say, it can be the moulding of a fighter, a making of a fighter. West has come out here and, you know, he's come out with intention, working the shots really well here. Look, you see him tap underneath the elbow. Good shot there from West. Osgood coming back with one of his own. But yeah, this is a good performance, a solid performance. Yeah, a loss at this stage of your career doesn't really mean too much. It's how back, and West seems to have learned from that loss, and he's putting in a good performance here.
Couldn't really ask much more of him here, could you, Spencer?
No, he's you know, he's doing everything that he should be doing. He's working well, he's keeping tight, he's, you know, his approach is very aggressive, but it's educated pressure. He's working the shots well, body head, switching it up all the time. There's good variety there, there's a lot to work with.
Lovely angles he's finding with those lead and body shots, Spencer, as well. He drops his head to the side, real full swivel on his hips. Really good work. You saw him just trying to find a way through for the uppercut there, and that's what you want to see, even if they're not landing without being reckless and taking risk. You want to see him try.
Listen, that's all about, you know, that's all about getting inside the fighter's head, you know, trying to rough them up, trying to mess the game plan out of there. Like what Osgood is doing at the moment, he's in survival mode, he's covering up. It's very difficult to break through someone that's like that and knows how to survive. And I think from West there, he's trying to break the rhythm, trying to get him to bite back, to throw some punches. And if he does that, Osgood, then that gives West the opportunity. So this round, pretty much the same as the first two, with West, the aggressor, working the body well, throwing the uppercuts as well, and Osgood doing a good job defensively, covering up, surviving.
From Osgood, he's having a little couple of words in the ear of West, trying to frustrate him. And that's the one thing he's got to avoid here, isn't it? Because he's doing everything really well, but you've got to try not to get frustrated. And it's easier said than done. When you're eager to put on a show, you want to put in a big statement, a big performance, and somebody is just tucking up, absorbing it, making it really difficult for you to make those shots count and provide any openings. You can get frustrated.
Absolutely. Listen, I think that we always knew that Louis West was going to win this contest, but it's how he does it, Stacey. That, I think that's what it is, that statement, like you say. I think he's going in here and looking at the record of Osgood and the decent fighters that he's taken the distance and going, if I can get a job done inside the distance here, I've made a statement. I've let people know that I'm back, I've gone away, I've gone back to the drawing board, and I've learned from my mistakes and I've come back better and stronger. Listen, he's putting in a great performance so far, West. You can't ask no more from him. I think the icing on the cake for him would be if he could get the stoppage, but as it goes at the moment, Osgood looks very good in there and he looks like he will see that final bell. West doing a good job at the moment, dominating these rounds. Let's see how this fourth round goes.
He's a tough cookie, is Osgood. 54th contest this, and as Spencer said earlier, just 4 stoppages in his 52 losses. It's a good record. He's a very, very busy man. Got another 3 scheduled after this, so getting through these rounds and avoiding a stoppage is the absolute goal for him. Won't want to miss those paydays, of course. And there is ambition in surviving these contests, isn't there, Spencer? When you're fighting as regularly as they are and putting up with this barrage of pressure, there's a real pride in getting through these rounds, and there's a way of doing it, isn't there?
Absolutely. This is Stace. They're the backbone of British boxing. You know, these guys like week out, and people like Louis West, you know, this is their development stage, this is their apprenticeship, fighting guys like this who give them the workouts, you know, show them all the little tricks and whatnot. Like for West, he'll have learnt a lot from this contest. For Osgood, it's all about survival so that he can fight again next week. That's how he earns his living, but that is the backbone of British boxing.
He's certainly defensively savvy, Osgood, as he throws a few of his own shots occasionally as well, just to let West know he's still there. Just lets a couple go, sticks out that jab, and then West fires back with the jab of his own. He's just in a bit of a tangle here, but this really has been a good performance from West, and it's huge credit to Osgood because he's really had to weather the storm as he got through with a shot of his own there, Osgood.
He did. He got through with a lovely right hand over the top there. West just starting to feel the pace a little bit now, you feel. He's put a lot into these first 3 rounds. He's put a lot into this 4th round as well. And you just feel that maybe he's just starting to feel it. Osgood covering up well and taunting him in again there, doing what he does best and coming back with good little counters of his own.
And it's that little look in his eye, isn't it, Spencer, from Osgood, who knows he's taken absolutely everything that West has got to give. And that little knowing look saying, I'm still here.
Yeah, absolutely, you know, and he'll feel the power now going out of West's shots, so he'll know that now, you know, he's sort of out of danger in many ways, that he feels very comfortable in his own skin right now, in there. You know, he can sit back on the ropes, and West trying to push forward, still winning the round, but the intensity seems to have left his work somewhat in this last minute or so.
Final seconds of this one then, as West seems to find that final burst of energy, forces Osgood up against the ropes as he fires back with a few of his own. Really, really good performance from West. when it comes to going forward and initiating the attacks. But what a savvy defensive performance, an example of how to survive from Jake Osgood.
Absolutely, Stace, that's what I said, it's the backbone of British boxing, you know, for young fighters like Louis West, you know, only having his 4th contest. This is all about learning, this is all about the apprenticeship. You have to go in with fighters like Jake Osgood to learn the ropes, and that develops you, progresses you on to bigger and better things. So listen, great performance from Louis West, but a brilliant performance also from Jake Osgood.
Well, both fighters, I'm sure, will show each other respect, because they both earned one another's respect, albeit very different approaches, very different game plans here tonight. Let me tell you, they certainly have earned one another's respect, and I'm sure we'll see a show of that, trying to prize those gloves from of Louis West as both fighters make their way to centre ring, and we'll get our announcement for our MC Robert Blundell.
Ladies and gentlemen, can we please have a big round of applause for both of our boxers? After 4 rounds of action, we go to our referee, Jamie Kirkpatrick's scorecard, which reads 40 points to 36 in favour of your winner, Louis West. Ladies and gentlemen, please, a big round of applause.
Well, we'll be talking to Louis West in just a moment at ringside to see how happy he was with that performance. But plenty to like there, Spencer.
Yep, there certainly was, Stace. I thought it was a solid performance. He started that one very, very fast. He come out, you know, after that defeat in his last contest. He wanted to make a statement. Like I say, sometimes a loss can be the moulding of a fighter. It's how you come back from that loss. And he come out there and he took the initiative straight away. He went out and he worked the body well. That was very, very impressive. He was switching the shots up through the middle as well. Great variety of punches, and yeah, very, very impressive stuff. And I think he'll be pleased now that he's got back to winning ways. Great performance. Over to you, Stace.
Louis, I mean, you didn't waste any time there. You didn't warm to the task. You didn't give yourself a couple of rounds to get into it. You were aggressive and explosive right from the start. Was that the plan?
Yeah, that was the plan. I've just come off a loss to a great kid, good fighter, Leon Cooney, and I've learned a lot from that fight, and just got back in the gym straight away. I never took no time out, and with the coaches here, Ivor and Rob and Wayne, they all put a tremendous amount of work in with me, and I'm improving all the time. I know I can do 6 rounds, and that's why we went for it for 4, because I wanted a 6-rounder, but unforeseen circumstances, we didn't able to get that over.
I think you fitted 6 rounds of work into 4, so don't worry about that. But Spencer and I were saying ringside that coming off a loss, and Cooney's a good kid, Merseyside is only unbeaten in 5, so you know it was a tough one to take early on, but we were saying you've probably learnt more from that than you would against 10 fights where they're just tucking up and no ambition in there. So what did you learn from that, and how has it fueled your training for this one?
Look, I respect the kid. I went there, took a chance, didn't pay off, but I tell you one thing that I came away from it is I've got a hell of a lot of confidence now. I'm more experienced and I'm ready for these fights. I'll fight anyone, you know. I'll take the risk. I'm not got an ego where I'm scared to lose. I'll just give it my best, and that's all I can ask.
Well, you were encouraging him in the corner to change the angles. He was doing that really well because it was hard to find any openings, but changing the angles was something that he clearly did really well. Is that something that you've been working on? And how pleased and proud are you with the way he's come back from that first loss?
I'm proud as punch the way he's come back. We work on angles. We know these kids come and they tuck up, and it's hard to catch them. You're waiting for the perfect shot. It's not always there, so you have to create your own chances. And he does these. I said, even if you don't get it up, do the moves, keep doing the moves. Then when you come to these bigger fights, when they do have open up to have a go, then you're going to catch them. But he does everything that we ask. He's a good worker. He's one of the best boxers, probably if not the best boxer in the gym. Footwork and everything. He knows he can do. He's a 10-round fighter. He'll keep this pace up for 10 rounds, like his brother.
Well, you've clearly got exactly the right attitude. When can people see you out next? And what do you want to say to this great support you've got here this evening?
So I'm hoping to be out again in September in Hull, get another fight underneath my belt. Fingers crossed, all being well, we'll look for something bigger. I mean, I'd like to fight for a Central Area title. I mean, I don't know how far away I am from that possibly. I think I'm ready now. I'm sparring, people who fought for British titles, and I'm doing well with these kids. I'm learning all the time. I'm ready for anyone. I'll take the risk. I'm wanting to fight. I'm a proper fighter. And just a massive thank you to everyone who came out today. I know that money's tight at the moment, and honestly, you don't understand how much I appreciate you, because when you're selling them tickets and having to sort the money out, people want to quit, it's stressful, but it's you lot who keep the dream alive, so thank you, I really appreciate it.
Well, nice sentiment there, great performance, can't wait to see you back in action again. Well done, Louis. Well done.
First, making their way to the blue corner from Worcester, Michael Mooney. And ladies and gentlemen, please welcome his opponent, making his way to the red corner from Hull, Harry Edgecumbe. Ladies and gentlemen, we are live on Fightzone with Mr. Dennis Hobson and Mr. Steve Crump for Fight Academy. Proudly sponsored by J and J Crump and Sons, Cayman Island Boxing Federation, A-Team Cranes, Island Paving, Elite Marble and Granite, and GSM proudly presents 4 rounds of boxing in the super lightweight division. Our timekeeper at the bell for this contest is Peter Humphrey. Our referee in charge, scoring the action, Jamie Kirkpatrick. Ladies and gentlemen, that is our officials. If you're ready to welcome our boxers, make some noise! Introducing first, boxing out of the blue corner and wearing the green shorts. On the scales, he weighed in 10 stone, 3 pounds and 2 ounces. This evening taking part in his 119th contest as a professional from Worcester, Michael Madman Moody. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome his opponent. Facing him across the ring and boxing out of the red corner. Wearing the green shorts trimmed with black and gold. On the scales he weighed in 9 stone, 13 pounds and 6 ounces. This evening making his professional debut from Hull, Harry Edgecumbe.
Well, we have the privilege of sitting ringside for the beginning
the rules, keep the punches up,
of another fighter's professional career as Harry Edgecumbe joins the pro ranks on his debut. We had Liam McMillan earlier with an excellent debut. I'm sure that Harry will want to follow in his footsteps as he's in the very shiny green, gold and black shorts fighting out of the red corner against Michael Madman Mooney, the man from Worcester, 38 years old, in the green shorts fighting out of the blue corner. And he does have, Harry Edgecumbe, that look that when all your adrenaline has flooded your limbs, Spencer, stood right in front of us here when he entered the ring, that sort of look when you go almost pale, if that makes sense, because it's the nervous energy searing through your veins.
Do you know what it is, Stacey? It's about that professional debut. I remember my one clearly, and I think everyone remembers that professional debut. That's the fight that you remember, and it's like, you know, he's brought a tremendous crowd here as well. He sold a lot of tickets here tonight. It'll be about keeping his composure, sticking to the game plan. He's in against Michael Madman Mooney, who knows his way around the ring, been there,
He's
seen
not
it,
been
done
stopped
it.
since 2022.
No.
And yet then you have to go all the way back to 2019 for his stop against Robbie Vernon, so he is very durable. This is 9th outing of this year as well, so yeah, the 38-year-old brings a great deal of experience. He's had over 100 fights, so certainly knows his way around the ring. Harry Edgecumbe, as you just said, Spencer, there's all that build-up, isn't there? I remember my debut as well, like you were just saying, you've had the medical, you've gone through seeing the board and getting the paperwork, and it's all such a big build-up, isn't it? And then finally you're there, stood in the ring waiting for that bell to go, and it really is a huge occasion for everybody who's supported you as well.
Absolutely, it's one of the most memorable ones, and it's a good start from Edgecumbe here. He's worked well, he's landed a couple of good shots round the side there with that right hook to the body. Mooney covering up well, doing what he does best, making things difficult for Edgecumbe, but it's a nice confident start, but a nice composed start as well here from Edgecumbe.
He has had amateur experience, Edgecumbe. I actually saw him at Bridgewater in Salford fighting a couple of years ago, but roughly a 50-50 amateur record, and got into it boxing 15. A friend got him into it, and it's taken a couple of years to get to this point, to make his pro debut. He's had experience at the Haringey Box Cup, he's had good sparring, and I think one of the big things about these occasions as well, Spencer, is people's personal. And Harry's father passed away sadly in 2018, and he does say that has been a big part of him pushing himself to get here. So that will be not the sentiment you want to get caught up in the fight, but certainly that'll be firing him in his belly, won't it, and pushing him forward.
Absolutely. Listen, you understand the drive and you understand the desire behind that. Then when you say something like that, you know, for Edgecumbe, it's all about, you know, wanting to make his father proud and like doing, you know, wanting to drive on and push on, and that gives you that extra incentive. You know, that gets you up early in the morning, that makes you train harder than you've ever wanted to train, because you have a reason for doing that, you know. And I think for Harry Edgecumbe, this will be, you know, a moment that will stick with him. And great first round, a brilliant first round. He come out nice and composed, worked the body impressively there, flicking the jabs upstairs, winging them right hook round to the body as well. Yeah, very impressive start, nice composed start from him there, and he'll be glad that first round is out and under his belt now.
Yeah, he's got a bit more colour back in his cheeks, Spencer, and when I say sometimes when you have that absolute adrenaline that just floods the system, fighters can get that pale look on the face. It's not a bad necessarily, you know, it affects everybody differently, but I think he's handled the occasion, the pressure really well. But I think we'll see him settle more and be able to set up his shots more as this one progresses. Now that first round help.
Absolutely, the first round is the most important round of your professional career. It's how that goes, you know, that installs that confidence in you, because going from amateurs to professional, anybody that doesn't know that, any of the viewers that may be wondering what the difference is, honestly, when the head guards are off and the gloves are smaller, it's two totally
And when you
different
forget
sports.
your gum shield.
Absolutely, that's not a great start to the professional ranks, is it? But yeah, no, it's a totally different thing. So that first round is so important, and getting that out the way and coming out unscathed is a big thing. He showed great composure there. Now he'll be to build on that in this second round.
He's got great support inside the Leisure Centre, and I'm sure we'll have people following him on Fightzone and TalkSport who've seen him in action tonight as he starts to let that backhand go and it's finding its range, and he's building in here.
Yeah, nice
The man
right
from
hand.
Hull.
Nice right hand over the top
Mooney
there.
just shouting at him, imploring him to come forward.
Well, you now know where he gets the name Madman. You saw that, he got tagged with a right hand, and yeah.
These are the characters that we love in the sport of boxing, that you'd struggle to find other sports that some of the characters in boxing would find a place in, and that's precisely what we love about it. Everybody is welcome in this sport, and we do get all sorts, and all the better for it, as Madman Mooney. He's giving as good as he gets here as well, isn't he? He's not just tucking up Spencer, he's giving Edgecumbe plenty to think about.
Yep, showing a little bit of ambition for sure. I think he took a couple of right hands early in the round, and that sort of livened him up a little bit. I think he's trying to, you know, just say to Edgecumbe, listen, mate, don't get too leery, don't get too confident. And he's letting a few shots of his own go as well. So it's a good competitive round here in the second. Edgecumbe doing the better work, controlling the space very well, working everything behind that jab, staying nice and composed, but Mooney playing his part in a very competitive round here.
This one's scheduled for 4 threes. It's Madman Mooney, again, living up to his name. Mouth wide open, shouting at Edgecumbe. He's not letting it take him off his focus. He's still sticking behind that jab and just trying to find his range, and he's finding that difficult at times, just falling short, Spencer, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. He just needs to move the feet into range before throwing the shots. Mooney looks nice and comfortable in there himself at the moment.
Could do with perhaps sometimes doubling that jab as well, Spencer, that should it fall short, he can step in behind it again, and then there we go. That was much better.
He heard you there, Stace, that's for sure. He threw the double jab cross straight away and landed straight on the button. But yeah, I think that, you know, for Mooney, Edgecumbe, he just needs to, like you say, double up on that jab, find that range, just move your feet into range first, let the shots go, and when you get there, put them together, because I think that Edgecumbe, obviously he's not the biggest puncher out there, but he should put volume together, like he's listening to us actually, because every time we say something he seems to respond to it. So
it's a tidy performance from him though, isn't it? It's, you know, it's clean, technically sound, and the crowd are absolutely behind him, because every bit of success that he has is met with rapturous applaud from his supporters, which is great to hear.
Yeah, absolutely is. You know, it's like I say, it's a memorable night for him here, making his debut, and he's had 2 good rounds there, and it's been character building. Madman's waiting now, just said hello to me over in the other corner. That tells you exactly about
You're just glad that's a friendly wave. That wave from the Madman came with a smile.
Absolutely.
Because it looks like it could be something else on a different night. So
I must have said
I'll
something quite positive in that round.
If the mood changes, I've got you back, don't worry.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Listen.
We'll tag team.
Yep.
There you go, a wave for Spencer. I told you he was a broadcasting marvel, didn't I?
Let's keep this positive about Madman now, why things are going this way.
I'm going to tell him everything you've said. I'll interview Harry after you can interview Madman Mooney.
Yeah, well, it's a fantastic start here from Mooney in this putting the shots together really
Never
well,
seen
really
anything
building
like it.
Oh dear.
Oh, brilliant.
Yep.
He's marauding forward here, putting on a show.
He absolutely is. He's
trying to
letting
catch the eye.
Shots go.
This is another part of it, isn't it? always get to see if the camera angle perhaps doesn't catch it. From our vantage point here, we've seen on a few occasions, Spencer, Madman Mooney wide open, just screaming at Edgecumbe. Try and explain to people what those are all about.
Right, so it's all about getting inside the head. What people don't understand is that boxing is 20. I think that when you get into a fighter's head, you break the game plan of a fighter, and I think that that's what these journeymen do. They're great at trying to, Harry Edgecumbe's having his debut and he's trying to get inside the head of him so that he breaks the game plan. Edgecumbe makes a mistake, and then obviously Mooney will make him pay. So he's playing with a mind as well. He's using his experience. It's not just about the physicalities in there. A lot of it is about the mind games as well, and Mooney's playing those mind games, speaking to him, winding him up, showing him he's not hurt. It's very...
And the crowd do respond to that, don't they, as well, when they're, they've all got their tickets, they've been part of the build-up to the debut, and they've come to support their fighter, and then there's somebody mocking them and laughing at them, smiling at them, screaming at them, and the crowd get really into that as well, don't they?
Yeah, do you know what? Going from to pros, like Edgecumbe wouldn't be used to someone speaking to him, taunting him, touting him. Yeah, you're not allowed to do that. So for him, Edgecumbe's going to be going, what's going on here? The guy's speaking to me. He's talking to me. I'm not used to this. I've not any of it. For Mooney, he knows that. He knows how to play. He knows how to press the button. So it's smart stuff there from Mooney.
Like something out of Fight Club at times. This isn't like a movie scene.
Absolutely. But Edgecumbe, to his credit, he's not taking the bait. He's not biting.
Madman Mooney looks like he could play a part straight away in a Tarantino movie, doesn't he?
You can see it, can't you? Fight Club. You can see it now.
Absolutely. Nimble on his feet now, Madman Mooney. He's got a spring in his step. He's given it a good go in this round. Edgecumbe's dealt with it well, though. But he's certainly given him plenty to deal with. And this is exactly what these contests are all about. For debutants and fighters in the early days, he's dealing with the mental aspects, the physical pressure, the frustration. They offer a little bit of everything to these away fighters.
Don't you just love the character, though? I love the character of these fighters.
As I say, Spencer, I do not know any other sports when you think of the biggest characters in your gym, and everybody watching and listening who's been in any kind of boxing gym will have those characters that come straight the sport of boxing. Absolutely,
you got to love that, and that's what makes the sport of boxing. Who was making his debut, Michael, 5 losses, 3 draws. He's there to teach fighters like Edgecumbe. It's part of the development, part of the apprenticeship, really.
Shouting at his corner, Mooney.
I love it. I just love those characters, don't you?
Brilliant, absolutely fabulous. And this is exactly the right sport for characters like that, and they bring so much to it. And the crowd, even though they get the backup, they always appreciate it at the end, because that is part of the entertainment aspect of boxing. And Mooney certainly brings the entertainment as he's still continuing a chat or maybe a debate with his corner as this 4th and final round gets underway. Edgecumbe, what do we make of his pro debut so far, Spencer?
Yep, it's been an educated pressure. He's been just sort of pushing forward, working behind the jab. Well, there's a lot to like from, there's still a lot to learn, obviously, but he's only having his debut. But it's been impressive. He's got a great variety of shots, the body and head. He hasn't taken the bait from Mooney, who's been trying to draw him in, talking to him, trying to get inside the head of him, but Edgecumbe's kept his composure. So very impressive debut for sure.
Mooney's definitely not one of those guys who you jump in front of a queue, is he?
No, he certainly isn't. No, he's the sort of guy you want on your side as opposed to against you, isn't he?
He is.
But he's a big character. He's a big character.
The absolute heart that he's got, because at the end of every round, Spencer, what people might not see is that he's gone and tapped gloves with Harry to let him know, I'm putting you, through your paces, I'm giving you a bit of stick, but he's sort of guiding the youngster through these rounds, isn't he? And that shows the real true character and heart of Mooney. And what he means to this sport. And he understands his role as well.
That's exactly it, you know, and he's engaging with the crowd as well. The crowd are loving it, whether they're here not for him, they're appreciating it. He's like playing the pantomime villain, and that is important. But like you say, Stace, I think the ultimate respect is there from Madman Mooney. You know, he's taunting him, he's growling at him, he's calling him in, he's trying everything he can, but he respects him, that's for sure.
I think we can coin that, whatever that was a moment ago, the Mooney shuffle maybe. He's certainly got the moves, hasn't he? Nice work. Edgecumbe really doing well though, because of course he's not been distracted by any of this. He's stuck to his boxing, got behind the jab, let the backhand go when he's had the opportunity. He's been solid and compact, and the crowd have really enjoyed this one because they've both brought so much to it, both fighters in different capacities. A little bit of a shimmy now. That even gets a laugh from Harry's corner, and rightly so, because great antics from him. He should be called the entertaining madman, I think, because he's certainly brought the entertainment this evening. But Edgecumbe really applied himself well.
Yeah, it's been a very entertaining contest, this one, and Edgecumbe, as you said, has, you know, he's applied himself very, very well. He's presented himself very well. He's kept to the game plan. He's stuck to the game plan. Hasn't made any silly, fundamental little mistakes. He's been very workmanlike. But credit to Michael Madman Mooney, who's made this an entertaining contest.
Celebrates his own backhand landing there right at the end of the 4th round. What a great contest, and Madman Mooney walks Harry over to his supporters and make sure that the supporters show their appreciation for Edgecumbe. Not that they needed any encouragement. Really, really good professional debut from him. I'll be talking to him ringside in a moment. I'm sure he'll be happy, first of all, to get that out of the way, because not that you want it to flash by, but you just want to get that first win under your belt to get through the occasion, through the build-up, showcase what you can do and get your pro career underway. And he's done that, and in solid.
Great composure there, great maturity in that performance. He didn't take the bait, you know, against Madman Mooney, who was trying everything to get inside his head. He was clowning around, you know, when he's getting hit with shots, he was talking to him, taunting him. But, you know,
taking a bow together now.
Yeah, it's great, man, and the crowd love
stuff.
it. The crowd absolutely love it. They've been thoroughly entertained. This is what boxing's all about. Grassroots boxing, this is what it's all about. Great performance there from Harry Edgecumbe. Great. Good to see him get off to a winning start, but what a performance by his opponent as well. Michael Madman Mooney. He come and he delivered.
Spencer's exactly right. This is exactly what grassroots boxing is all about, and we absolutely love it. Let's get the official announcement.
Ladies and gentlemen, could we please have a big round of applause for both of our boxers. After 4 rounds of action, we go to our referee Jamie Kirkpatrick's scorecard, which reads 40 points to 36 in favour of your winner, now 1-0 as a professional, Harry Edgecumbe.
It's hard to put into words, isn't it, Spencer? That feeling at the end of your debut after all the build-up which we've talked about at length, when you hear 1-0 and your hand be raised. What a release of all that emotion. It's a great feeling, isn't it? And you just instantly want to do it all over again.
Stace, it's a huge feeling, it really is. Like you say, the emotions, the build-up, going from amateur to professional. I remember my amateur debut, and there was a lot of pressure to deliver, and you want to perform, and it's all about. And I think what we saw there from Harry Edgecumbe was that he kept his composure. Yep, there's things to work on, but he worked. And Moody there giving you a few words, but yeah, like I say about this debut, you know, it's all about keeping your composure, and he absolutely done that. Now, Stace, you're there with Harry. Over to you.
Harry, really good performance on your professional debut. Goodness me, you've had everything to deal with there. Madman Mooney, ever the entertainer. What was it like in there for you?
Oh, he's a talker, isn't he? I mean, he gives it a lot, but respect to him. He's come out, you know, give me an hard night, and hats off to him.
How did you rate your performance? Because you kept your concentration despite all of those antics.
I mean, yeah, I did. I respect all my fans. I thank them all for coming out, you know. And yeah, it's concentration, do you know what I mean? It's keep your head focused, especially with Mooney as well, do you know what I mean? But yeah, I kept my head in the game and kept me 100%. I need to go back to the gym and focus on some, you know, little bits, but yeah, I kept me 100%. I got the win at the end of the night.
And I know this has been a long journey for you to get to this point of making your pro debut. I know that a big motivation for you was your father as well. He'd be very proud of that performance tonight.
Yeah, I appreciate that a lot.
What's that journey been like, and what did it feel like to finally make your pro debut?
It's been a long 3 years. Do you know, I've got through it all and couldn't do it without my girlfriend. One bit, so.
Well, that's lovely. I mean, what do you want to say to these fans who were in fine voice tonight and right behind you every step of the way?
HU6, baby!
Come on. Really good debut. Go and celebrate with all your fans. Well done. Looking forward to seeing you out again. Well done.
Over to my colleague Stacey Copeland, who is in the ring with tonight's promoters Dennis Hobson and Steve Crump, who have something very exciting to introduce for everyone. So all of our viewers on Fightzone and everyone here in Beverley, please pay very close attention. And of course everyone on TalkSport, to Stacey, Dennis and Steve.
Thank you. Right, well, a huge announcement of the Transatlantic clash, a huge night of boxing. Dennis, first of all, tell us, what is all this about?
You've put me on the spot again, haven't you, Stacey? You do this all the time. So, during lockdown, myself and Steve, obviously we've been together for quite a few years, and I don't know when it's his anniversary day. When how long have we been together? Don't say that. So anyway, obviously, during lockdown we did the first ever drive-in boxing show in the UK, and then we did the car park shows, and obviously Steve's a very successful businessman, as I like to think I am, and we're coming up with different ideas, and we come up with the idea of why can't we create a Ryder Cup of boxing. So we've created and generated a lot of great friends across the water in the States, and we came up with the idea we'll create a Transatlantic Cup. So it's going to be the UK versus the USA, 5 versus 5, and do I talk about the captains? Not yet.
We're actually going to speak to the captains after this next contest. It's going to be in Texas, so why Texas?
I think we did Texas really is because we just want to push Fightzone, the brand, a bit further out there. We've been all over the world already, and it's a neutral. It's not UK and it's not America, and it's a nice place for everybody to go to.
In terms of what this means for Fightzone and the fighters that are going to get this opportunity, which we will be hearing about in the coming weeks, just how big of an occasion is this going to be?
I think, Stacey, it's the X factor of boxing, really, because, you know, you've got Britain's Got Talent and you've got this, but this is real. This isn't stage, this is real. This is kids who's wanting to get to the next step of their career, and this is a massive platform for them. And going back to the Texas thing, my great friend Julio Martinez, who I've met years and years ago, he asked if we could put something together, and we've been waiting to put an idea together, and when me and Steve spoke about this idea, we said, why not work with Julio in Texas? But what a platform. The kids are queuing up to get on this show. It's like, you know, we are called Fight Academy, and it's like the academy. Everybody wants to be part of our academy all of a sudden. See, we don't just stand still. We come up with different creative ideas, and I think there's certain copycats out there who come up with a 5 versus 5. Well, let me tell you, it was me and Steve who come up with these sort of ideas, which we came up with the first idea. Why didn't somebody else do a driving show? Me and Steve did the first driving show. And we'll continue to be creative. We've got a great team, including yourself, Stacey Copeland, who's part of our team. We've got our Spencer Oliver down here, who's got big ideas for us, and we're all round the table coming up with some great ideas, and this is just one of them.
Finally then, how strong is this rivalry going to be? And we're going to speak to both the UK and the USA captain after this next contest. It's going to be pretty intense.
Very intense, and I think we'll all judge that when you interview the captains. Nobody wants to lose. You know, UK, why should we lose against America? And I should imagine the USA is saying exactly the same. So everybody's proud of what they do and where they come from. And yeah, bring it on. Let's see who's the best nation, who's got their best fighters.
Well, he mentioned X Factor. Neither of you two have got it, but we will have it in Texas, and we'll be meeting the captains after this next contest.
Them back there.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now ready to welcome our next boxers to the ring. Please welcome first, making their way to the blue corner, from Lithuania, Marius Vysniauskas. And ladies and gentlemen, please welcome his opponent making his way to the red corner. From Doncaster, former Central Area and English champion, the reigning Commonwealth Light Flyweight champion, Craig Dynamite Darbishire. Ladies and gentlemen, we are live on Fightzone and TalkSport with Mr. Dennis Hobson and Mr. Steve Crump for Fight Academy. Proudly sponsored by J&J Crump & Sons, Cayman Island Boxing Federation, A-Team Cranes, Island Paving, Elite Marble, and GSM proudly presents 6 rounds of boxing in the light flyweight division. Our timekeeper at the bell for this contest is Peter Humphrey. Our referee in charge scoring the action, Jamie Kirkpatrick. Introducing our first boxer, boxing out of the blue corner and wearing the black shorts. On the scales, he weighed in 8 stone, 5 pounds and 8 ounces. This evening taking part in his 28th professional bout from Lithuania, Marius Vysniauskas. And ladies and gentlemen, please welcome his opponent facing him across the ring and boxing out of the red corner, wearing the blue shorts trimmed with red and gold. On the scales, he weighed in 8 stone, 3 pounds and 7 ounces. This evening taking part in his 43rd contest as a professional. From Doncaster, former Central Area and English champion. He is the reigning Commonwealth light flyweight champion, Craig Dynamite Darbishire.
You come. Okay, let you both know the rules.
So
keep the
Craig
punches up, watch your heads on the
Dynamite
inside.
Derbyshire, the 33-year-old man from Bentley and Doncaster. He's been involved in some real barnstormers here on Fight. He has an incredible engine. He's a sub 3-hour marathon runner. He's done 12-hour overnight Tough Mudder events and all sorts. So when I say engine, he really does have a pretty irrepressible engine on him. He's been in some crackers here on Fightzone. That title fight against Tommy Frank in Rotherham. He was down twice. That one ended in a draw. Had the privilege of sitting ringside for that one. Then really in contest with Conor Butler for the Commonwealth in Malta. And then last December over in the Cayman Islands, he seized his opportunity, took his moment and beat Matt Windle for the Commonwealth light flyweight title with a 5th round stoppage. He was due to defend that this evening, but due to all of the different problems that can arise prior to boxing contests, with getting certain things cleared from the Tanzanian that he was supposed to fight, it didn't happen. But here he is with a 6th rounder and a job to do against 37-year-old Lithuanian Marius Viskniskus. This is 28th outing. He's also Conor Butler. He lost on points. He's had a few other notable opponents, so Joe McGrail, a standout amateur of course, and unbeaten as pro, 10-0. Mikey Talon last month, who of course is an up-and-coming Liverpudlian prospect, coached by Joe Gallagher and managed by Tasha Jonas. And he's not been stopped since 2022. All losses by point since then. So he'll be here to give Craig as tough a time as he can, Spencer.
Yep, he certainly will. But Derbyshire is a classic product of hard work, pays off. He's been there, seen it, done it. He's had his ups, he's had his downs. Now he's Commonwealth champion. It was unfortunate he's not defending that title here this evening, but like the professional that he is, he gets on with the job and he's in against a tough little opponent here.
I talked about his conditioning at the opening of the round. Dynamite Derbyshire, who is in the navy blue shorts with the red trim. Vysniauskas in the black shorts. Yeah, when I talk about his engine, incredible. Sub 3-hour marathon, and 80 of them, including those really long 12-hour Tough Mudder events. I mean, just unbelievable durability and endurance this man has.
Yeah.
And he's proved it in every single contest I've seen him in, Spencer. He just will not be deterred.
Yeah, Stace, so I think stamina is not the problem for him, is there? And what he's got with that as well is a lot of heart, grit, dire determination, and that's what makes him the fighter that he is. And he started well here in this opening round, winging the shots in there. Viskniskus doing well, coming forward, showing some ambition as well, but Darbishire taking this opening round with the cleaner work of the two. Yeah, good opening round there from Darbishire, who started very well, started positive, working well behind the jab, winging those right hands around the back of the guard of Viskniskus as well. Good start, good positive start, and that's exactly what he needs.
Schedule this one. And expect this to be high energy throughout. That's what you get from these lighter weights. Maybe don't always possess, or rarely possess, that real one-punch knockout explosive component that you'll expect to see from the likes of Adrian King, our heavyweight prospect coming up next. But what they do have is that spark, that sharpness, and that determination, which is always a real to watch when they dig in and really go for it, especially toe-to-toe, Spencer. They always put on a fantastic display.
Absolutely, it's a high volume of work output, punch output, and you can expect Craig Darbishire to...
Out of the gloves, doesn't he, with that lead hand?
Yep, loops it over the guard of his opponents, and he's doing well there. Vysniauskas got into a rhythm, doing the better.
Into wobble, Vysniauskas. Really.
both guys.
Absolutely no survival mode from Vysniauskas. He's here to give Derbyshire a test, and if he does see the opportunity, he'll give it a go. Just takes that one chance, of course, and you can change the trajectory of your career in the sport of boxing. Quite incredible. We've seen it happen many.
Ladies and gentlemen, can we please have a massive round of applause for both of our boxers. After 6 rounds of action, we go to our referee Jamie Kirkpatrick's scorecard, which reads 60 points to 54 in favour of your winner, Craig Dynamite Darbishire. And ladies and gentlemen, Dennis has just assured me in the ring he did scour the earth to try and get a replacement for Craig to defend his Commonwealth Championship against. And we ended up with Marius. What a tough competitor. Ladies and gentlemen, big round of applause for Marius Vysniauskas.
Scenes, of course, aren't they, Spencer, in the ring here?
Yeah.
The whole team together, and it is, although once the bell goes, you're on your own in there against your opponent, it's a huge team effort with your coaches, your family, your friends, the ups and downs, the whole team behind you.
Yeah, certainly do. And I think Stace just about to join you. It's Craig Darbishire. Let's catch up with him and see what he thought of his own performance. I'm sure he'll be pleased a bit. As I say, as the rounds were going on, he seemed to be getting stronger. But Stacey, over to you.
Craig, was it a huge shift, of course? You were planning to defend your Commonwealth title after that fantastic against Windle in the Cayman Islands, no less. How difficult was it to then shift, not only to not defending your title, but going to a 6-rounder?
It wasn't so much the 6-round, it was going up and down weight. I think I've had 6 opponents, so I've gone from 7 stone 12, 7 stone 13, up to 8 stone 8, back down to 8 stone 3, and back up to 8 stone 5, so, and that was just this week. So it wasn't really the 6-round, it was more the 12-week camp that I've had. I put everything into it, and then just to fight a 6-round, it was, I mean, what a tough man it was.
It was incredibly tough. I mean, you've got some engine. We know you're a sub 3-hour marathon runner. You do overnight tough mudders and all sorts of stuff. You've been involved with some real barnstormers on Fightzone, which is a privilege always to sit ringside for us. In terms of how tough he was, though, he just didn't go away.
I don't think I've hit anybody that many times with a right hand and they've stayed there. He just looked at me, I thought, guys, you're going to go down or what? 'Cause I think I broke my hand. I was thinking, please go down. But he stayed in there, what a warrior he was. To take them shots and keep coming forward. He didn't even take a step back, I don't think. He just kept coming at me. I punched him, he come at me again. I thought, guys, he's going to go away. But no, I've taken my hat off to him. I mean, he come in on 2-3 days notice, and to put a performance on like that, and not when I written him and he didn't go down, what a warrior he is. So I've got to take my hat off to him.
You've been involved in title fights before, of course, with varying degrees of success, which happens in boxing. What is your ultimate goal now for the rest of 2024?
Just keep active. Like I said, it's a shame that I want a 12-rounder because I prepared for a 12-round. Just keep active, so as many times I can get out this year, that's what I want to do. And I want to be in bigger fights, not I mean, no offence to this fight, because what a fighter he was, but I don't want to be involved in 6-round fights. If I'd not took the time off work, I would have turned this fight down. But Dennis for me, hats off to Dennis. I mean, he pulled it out of the bag with 3 days' notice, so I can't complain, and I got a payday, and that's it really. There's not a lot I could say about it. It's just a shame it wasn't a 12-round title fight.
Well, you all put on a great show, great entertainment, and as I say, an amazing engine and really explosive fighter. But that response that you got from the crowd, and they were with you every step of the way, what does it mean to you to fight here in Beverley and to have that crowd?
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, to say that a week ago I sold around 130 tickets, and I give the option to everybody, because I told them we want a title fight anymore, and it's a 6-round fight, and not one person pulled out. Everybody said, we're coming to support you, not how many rounds you're doing. So I wanted to say thank you to absolutely everybody who's come out today and supported me, because what an amazing atmosphere it was. They made it for me. I mean, if they weren't here, I don't think I could have got up and done a 6-round fight like I did. It was the support that I got in there from my sponsors. Absolutely not one ticket wanted the money back. And I do everything for my little girl and my 3 girls and my boy. But this one here, she drew the Commonwealth before I won it, and she said, "Daddy, you're going to win a rainbow belt." And I said, "I'm going to do it for you," and that's why I did it in Cayman Islands. So we're down to her.
What's yours and your dad's favourite food to have when you're celebrating?
Pizza!
Well, listen, it's no surprise that everybody still wanted to come tonight, because not only did they want to see you fight, but they support you. That's testament to the role model and the professional that you are in and out of the ring. Privileged to sit ringside as always. Can't wait to see you out next. Enjoy celebrating with pizza, and well done this evening, Craig. Well done.
Cheers, thank you very much.
About to make his homecoming here at Beverley.
Ladies and gentlemen, as discussed earlier between Stacey, Dennis and Steve, when the Transatlantic clash was announced and we said we had another big announcement, we are now ready to introduce you to our team captains. Introducing first, the Great Britain team captain. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome former European champion, Spencer the Omen Oliver. And ladies and gentlemen, introducing the captain of Team USA, a man who really needs no introduction at all. A boxing icon, pound for pound great and legend, former 4-weight champion of the world, Roy Jones Jr.
going to ask the first question to Spencer. How happy are you that you don't have to fight this man as part of this matchup?
That's a silly question. That's a silly question. We're talking about pound for pound greats. We're talking about boxing icons here. And it's an honour for me, actually, to come up against someone like Roy Jones Jr. in this competition. UK versus USA. There's always been a rivalry, there's always been history, especially when it comes to boxing, and to do this competition against Roy Jones Jr., and this is going to be the first of many, by the way. We start October the 5th over in Texas, and I want to return, I want it back on UK soil, because it's real competition, it's team spirit, it's all about blood, grit, determination, will to win, and UK want to be victorious.
Roy, I know he was praising you there. It's not what he said about you before. He said some really bad stuff about you, but just how important is this for all of the fighters to have this extra element of this rivalry, UK and USA?
I think it's very important. I like to thank everybody that's involved for making it happen. Thanks, Spencer, for coming on board, being my partner in this, and us having this friendly competition. People have to realize that what makes you better is when you want to be the best. So we got to go out and find the best fighters, put them against each other to find out who is the best. It's no more the old days where we try to protect olds. No, we want to know who's the best of the best, and that's why we're doing this.
In terms of getting the fighters ready for this, and I know there's going to be a lot of discussion about who's going to be representing the UK, what's going to be important for them in terms of preparing? Because as Dennis said before, they all want to be involved.
Absolutely. Listen, look, boxing's an individual sport, but we've got team spirit here as well. That drives these fighters on as well. You know, it's all about team spirit. Like I say, England, the UK, USA have always had a long rivalry, and I think that when the fighters get there, it's about, you know, yes, it's individual, but it's about the team spirit as well, and it's all about victory. It's all about winning. And Roy's right in what he says. You know, this is friendly competition, but there's a big but here. We all want to be victorious. We all want to win. You know, we got a winner's mentality. Roy's a former, you know, boxing great. He likes victory. You know, losing's not part of our, you know, not part of our character. You know, it's all about winning. So, you know, the whole team, when we sort of know some fighters that are going there as well, and we know some fights that are being made, like Dennis Hobson over there, he's been putting stuff together. Yeah, I'm not going to let too much out of the bag right now, but one thing I can guarantee is October the 5th, with the fighters that Roy's got and the fighters that I've got, trust me, it's going to be explosive.
How important are these events for the sport of boxing? As you say, to not be too concerned with the O and losses on records, but actually going for it and putting everything on the line, which is what fight fans want to see.
They're very important because this is what boxing used to be about, playing king of the hill. Who was the best of the best? That's what we're here to try to find out. So by us bringing this friendly competition back, knowing that he loves to win and I love to win, our fighters got to feel that. If they can't feel that, then they shouldn't be representing us, because we are both here to win. People want to see competition. They don't want to see the old stuff going on and all these people that don't really box for real fighting. They want to see real fighters against real fighters, finding out who's the best fighter.
Right, final word then. You're both good talkers. Spencer, you get the first chance. Tell us why the UK is going to win.
Because I think it's all about, you know, it's all about winners' mentality. The team that I've got, the team that's been selected, they're winners. They want to win. You know, and like I say, like, you know, like Roy said there, you know, when these fighters are in the ring, I'm in there with them, you know, like the passion is there, you know, and if I can pass on that experience and give them that extra little boost or whatever, I'll do that. But yeah, I'm with a team of winners, and I think that that is what is important. These guys are going to go out there. They don't care that they're on foreign soil. It doesn't mean anything at all. It's about victory, and that's what the UK is going to do.
Tell us the Stars and Stripes version of events then, what do you reckon?
Same thing, as he said, it's about competition. My guys know they're at home. I don't want to hear nothing about losing. We don't understand what losing means, home or away. And now we got to look at it like this. It's not just we at home, we got to come back over here and do the same thing. So when we come over here, we got to treat them the same way they treat us. So it's a respectable thing, but we do love to win. You understand me?
I think he does sound a bit meaner in his accent, to be fair.
Absolutely, he does sound meaner, but do you know what the beauty about this is? The beauty about this is that the UK go to the USA first. Now, when we pull off victory over there, can you imagine how difficult that is mentally for these guys to regroup, rebuild, and come over into UK soil? You know what the fans are like over here. We know how supportive the fans are over here for our UK fighters. Roy Jones Jr. has got a difficult job on his hands when the UK go over there to the USA October the 5th and pull off victory.
He's only saying this because all of us are here to protect him. You know that, don't you? Right, you can have the final word. Tell us what it means you to be here and to get the welcome that you get everywhere you go as an absolute legend of the sport.
I absolutely love being here in the UK. I'm thinking about relocating over here myself. But as for the competition, I have to bring the team from the US back over here because I know how much these fans love boxing, how much they appreciate boxing, and how much they appreciate myself. So I love y'all. Thank y'all for everything. It's only competition because truthfully, if I had to compete in front of somebody, I'd rather be right here with y'all.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, both of you, Roy and Spencer. We're really looking forward to it. You can follow it all on Fightzone, and make sure you look out for the announcements of the fighters representing the UK and the USA in Texas in October. Well, what a fantastic moment for Fightzone. The announcement of the Transatlantic clash.
Ladies
now it's time
and
for top of the bill.
Adrian ready
King.
to introduce our main event of the evening. Please welcome our first boxer, making their way to the blue corner from Derby, Nathan Junor. And ladies and gentlemen, please welcome his opponent making his way to the red corner. From right here in Beverley, Adrian, the next king!
Well, it is the homecoming as hometown rang out. And now Adrian, the next king, makes his entrance. Every single person here in the Beverley Leisure Centre on their feet. Huge expectations for this heavyweight prospect. Just 19 years old. We've seen him put on some explosive performances, including that second round stoppage against Andrea Peshke in April in Sheffield. There's a big difference in weight between these two fighters this evening. The crowd expects.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live on Fightzone and TalkSport. We're Mr. Dennis Hobson and Mr. Steve Crump for Fight Academy. Proudly sponsored by J and J Crump and Sons, Cayman Island Boxing Federation, 18 Cranes, Island Paving, Elite Marble and GSM. Proudly presents our main event of the evening. 4 rounds of boxing in the heavyweight division. Our timekeeper at the bell for this contest is Peter Humphrey, and our referee in charge scoring the action is Jamie Kirkpatrick. Ladies and gentlemen, that is our officials. It is now time to introduce our boxers. They are under the lights and they are ready to fight. Introducing first and boxing out of the blue corner, wearing the white shorts with blue trim. On the scales he weighed in 17 stone and 1 pound. This evening taking part in his 26th contest as a professional from Derby, Nathan Junor! and gentlemen, please welcome his opponent facing him across the ring and boxing out of the red corner, where he stands with his head trainer Curtis Woodhouse and Roy Jones Jr. Wearing the red shorts trimmed with white and gold. On the scales, he weighed in 17 stone and 5 pounds. He comes to the ring with a perfect record. 3 wins from 3 contests. 1 big win by way of knockout. From right here in Beverley, Adrian, the Next King!
Adrian King,
both know the rules. Keep the punches
the
up, watch your heads on the
19-year-old
inside.
from
Play McMillan
right here
all time.
in Beverley. Made his debut last November in Hull.
Both,
And as I say, saw him with an explosive second round stoppage in Sheffield in April. And his coach Curtis Woodhouse mentored him at school as a young man, and wow, they are on a very special journey now. It's gone well beyond mentoring the young man at school, as Curtis is now the man responsible for guiding the career of Adrian King, and they have huge hopes for the young heavyweight prospect. In against Nathan Junor, the 37-year-old from Derby, lost on points last month to Chris Davis and was stopped in his previous 2 contests prior to that. All of his 25 bouts have been 4 or 6 rounders, so he's gone the distance plenty of times, stopped 7 times of his 21 losses. He's had 3 wins though as well, 2 of those stoppages of his own, and it looks like he's no intention of risking taking one of these big backhanders from Adrian King, Spencer. Already on his bike and looking to be mobile as possible.
Yeah, King, the one forcing the pace here. As expected, he has a considerable height, reach and weight advantage over Junor. So Junor moving around the perimeter of the ring, looking to stay on the outside, and as expected, Adrian King stalking forward, looking to land those big shots. Not quite found the range yet, King.
And the weight discrepancy and height aside, Spencer, the experience that Junor brings, you would expect him to... Spoke too soon.
Yeah.
I was going to say to put on a more difficult night for Adrian King than we've seen in the previous contests, but that is how quickly it can happen. Adrian King does possess that blistering knockout power. And let's see now, he's had great sparring, they're building him up, but it looks like he's just going to be too heavy-handed for Junor as he piles on the pressure now, backs Junor up against the ropes, works down to the body as well, loading up with those shots, every single one of them pounding through, and surely the referee will see it enough. He has indeed, as he waves this one off. First round stoppage, and I was just trying to finish the sentence, Spencer, of saying perhaps Junor will mount a bit more of a resilient opponent, or prove to be a bit more of an opponent for him, but that wasn't the case.
No, short counter hook, landed high on the head there of Junor, the first knockdown, and then the second knockdown was a repeat of that as well. He caught the shot, the counter from Junor landed a counter hook, landed high on the head, and Junor's legs totally went there, and he was in bad trouble as he hit the floor. The height, the reach, the weight advantages were too much.
The weight advantage is significant, isn't it, Spencer?
Absolutely.
As well. I mean, there's no doubt about it. I mean, as I was saying, I did think that the experience that Junor brings could pose more of a problem to Adrian King than we've seen in his prior 3 contests, but that just wasn't to be, because he really is heavy-handed, and it's difficult to guide a heavyweight fighter with such inexperience. He had very little experience as an amateur. He is obviously a big unit, as Junor, I'm delighted to say, does get to his feet. The doctor just making sure. A shake of the head from Junor, is disappointed with that, but huge heavy hands of Adrian King, and it's difficult to guide his career because you don't want to step him up too soon, but he's not going to gain a great deal from blistering through these opponents and blasting his way through them, as we've seen. But let's get the official announcement now from your MC, Robert Blundell.
Ladies and gentlemen, can we please have a massive round of applause for both of our boxers. Our referee Jamie Kirkpatrick has called a halt to this contest. after 1 minute and 56 seconds of round number 1. Declaring your winner by TKO, still undefeated, Adrian, the next King!
Well, an impressive first round stoppage to mark the homecoming of Adrian, the next King, much to the delight of the crowd in here. And he did say, I was speaking to Curtis Woodhouse before this, and he was saying that, you know, he believes he can be a world champion by the age of 25. They've been working on his close range, close to mid-range work, body punching in particular, because he says he's already really good at distance. But the level of sparring he's had, Spencer, and that's the key. They can't step him up in competitive bouts too soon. So therefore you need that high-level sparring. He's been sparring with Martin McCauley, who of course stopped Carlos Takam last October. He's facing Jared Anderson next. So, and I know he's had multiple other sparring partners of a very, very high level. Is that exactly what he needs to do at this early stage?
Absolutely. It's all about, building at the moment. It's the apprenticeship of Adrian King, who's at the beginning of his boxing career, and getting that sparring, that high quality sparring with world-class opposition is only going to improve him massively. He went in there and he showed a golfing class there. Yes, there was a big weight difference in there, but Junor come with experience. Only the 3 victories, 21 losses and 1 draw, but he come with experience and he normally knows how to survive. But Adrian King just dismantled him, really. He showed quality there, and he showed that high class sparring has been paying off as well. He's very, very impressive stuff there from Adrian King. And I think actually Stacey has now just caught up with Adrian, and she's going to get a word from him. So I'll throw over to Stacey, who's just caught up with Adrian King, see what Adrian thought of his own performance. So over to you, Stace.
Adrian, first of all, how did it feel to make your homecoming? You made your debut not too far from here in Hull, but to make your homecoming in Beverley. How was that for you tonight?
Yeah, it was a great experience. I really enjoyed it. I'd like to say thanks to the people who turned up. It was an amazing atmosphere, so yeah.
You've been having top-level sparring against the likes of Martin Bacoli, of course, has stopped Carlos Takam. He's got a big fight coming up with Jared Anderson. How important has that top-level sparring been for you, especially at this stage early in your career?
Yeah, it's very important to gain that experience of a top-level fighter, and to know that I can hang in there and do my bits against that type of caliber. So I know that for a fact. When I step in here, I'm 100% ready.
I'm just going to come to you, Curtis. I know that you mentored this young man at school, and you're on somewhat of a very special journey now. I know you believe he can become a world champion by the age of 25, and you're really guiding his career in the best way possible. I know you've been working on mid to close range. How impressed were you with his performance, short as it was this evening?
Yeah, super impressed, but I'll be honest, I'm with him every day. I see him do this every single day, so when he goes and delivers in the ring, I'm probably the least surprised person in the arena, because I see what this kid can do, and like I said, he's a special talent, and on top of that, he's a special young man. I'm so proud to be his trainer and be his mentor and be whatever he needs me to be. The kid's a pleasure to work with.
I was just mid-sentence in commentary, which I blame you for, saying that perhaps Junor would provide more of a resilient opponent, and then he put him on the canvas, so I didn't get to finish the sentence. But how impressive is, I mean, you train him every day, you feel that power. Just how explosive is it?
Yeah, it hits like a mule, but the thing is, I say to him all the time, all heavyweights hit hard. So he's not special in that department. What's special about Adrian is his speed, his timing, his accuracy. And again, this is a young man, this was his 6th time he's ever stepped in a boxing ring. So the scope for improvement on this young man is through the roof. And with having Roy working with us as now, who can bring so much to the table, teach Adrian so many things, because he's operated at a level only us mere mortals can ever dream of, is an absolute fantastic acquisition to the team, and I'm really happy to be working.
Well, presumably that's why he's wearing that cap, because you're here. I've never seen that before. But anyway, just how impressed have you been with this young man's attitude? Because he's constantly respectful, he's absorbing everything that he can, he really loves the sport, and he's eager to learn.
I've been highly impressed with everything about him. Curtis has done a great job with him, both mentoring him and teaching him in boxing. I'm very proud that they chose me to be a part of his career, because now I can come in and with Curtis's help take him to the next level. And I really love the fact that Curtis is doing such a great job with him, and it's never to take nothing away from what Curtis is doing. Curtis has done an excellent job, but it's just that I've been to the top of the top. And it's best to have somebody who's been there to help you all go there. And Curtis was humble enough to welcome me in on the team to take this kid to the next level. That says a lot about Curtis, and it also says a lot about the kid.
Clearly got a great team around you. What's next for you?
Well, I think we got another few fights lined up, but before we get into that, I'd like to say something. So, in the past, my past before I started boxing, and the reason why I started boxing is because I was in a very good place, let's say that. And I'd just like to keep it short and say that if anyone is in that place or is feeling a certain type of way, if I want this to reach them, or maybe if you know someone that's in that type of place that I was, that just to go out and find something that you enjoy, you know. You don't have to be good at it. You don't have to be the best. So yeah, if my fight doesn't reach as many people as I want, I hope this message will. So.
It's great, and again, testament to the character of you as a young man, and that's why I've earned a hug there. Final question then, in terms of what it meant to you to get this reception from everybody here, who's clearly behind you for what you do in the ring, but what you represent outside of it as well. Yeah,
it meant everything. I want to say a big thank out to Roy for turning up and showing me the bits and just being there to experience it with me. So yeah, I want to thank you to everyone that showed up. We're coming next again, so we'll be back, yeah.
Well, listen, great performance again. We can't wait to be on the journey with you, and this is why Fightzone is so important. Just a final word to you, Dennis, because this is where you can build young fighters' career, and people watching this evening on Fightzone and TalkSport are going to be able to be on what is going to be a really exciting journey with this young man.
Well, first and foremost, Steve and myself were boxing fans anyway, and so I was fortunate enough to be able to pit one of my great fights, Clinton Woods, against the great, unbeatable at the time, and talk about pound for pound, the pound for pound, best in the world, at his best. Sorry, Curtis. Roy Jones Jr. has ended up being my dear friend, so what a privilege for him to join forces with us. But you've got to have a commodity to take to the top, and we believe we've got that commodity. He's a fantastic story, he's a fantastic human being, and credit to his mum there. What a great team those two are. They're an inspiration to a lot of families and a lot of kids in a difficult world that we're living in actually now. So, you know, if you can express and show where you can come from and what you can achieve, you're an inspiration. You could end up being the UK's Nelson Mandela. You are that special as a gentleman. I can tell you've got special qualities, but as a specimen physically you've got special qualities, and you've got two fellas there who are going to bring the best out in you, and we're going to plot your path, me and Mr. Crumpet.
And Dennis's next sermon will be next Sunday. Everybody's welcome. Put 10p in the pot. But anyway, listen, Adrian, congratulations. Go and enjoy celebrating with your mum and your team. Roy, Curtis, Steve, Dennis, thank you very much. Well done. And you can see exactly why he is a fan favourite. Not only explosive in the ring, but an exceptional role model outside of it. Speaking there about wanting to be an inspiration to others, and that if people are in a difficult place, he hopes to be that example of hope for them. Big plans ahead. And don't forget, of course, the Transatlantic clash that was announced this evening in October in Texas. Keep your eye across Fightzone social media, because there will be upcoming announcements of the fighters for Team UK and Team USA. So make sure you keep your eye on it, and we'll be back with you shortly. Thank you very much for joining us. From me and Spencer Oliver on Fightzone and TalkSport for another brilliant night of boxing here at the Beverley Leisure Centre.